Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is Miss Nina B, and it is the LinkedIn Hotspot Live. And I am so happy to be here. This is actually the kickoff of season 2. I was here last year. We had multiple shows. We had guests. I taught, I shared, I showed my background. I showed my cameras, my lights, all that kind of stuff. I showed you guys behind the scene. We had some great stuff going on in season 1. So this is season 2, and it's April 1st, and it's the start of quarter 2 of 2021. Can you believe that? Quarter 2 of 2021. So if you are like me in these internet streets, you may be an entrepreneur or a career professional or both. And clocking the quarters are major milestones in your world. And so tonight I am excited because we have a guest as a kickoff for season 2, episode 1 of the LinkedIn Hotspot Live. But before I start talking about our guests, I want to just share for those of you who may not know me, I am Miss Nina B. Abdul-Wakil. I am a LinkedIn coach and corporate leader, and I am the amazing mother. Oh, wait, they may say they're amazing sons. I have 2 sons. I say I'm the amazing mother of 2 sons. They say I am the mother of 2 amazing sons. So you get the slight difference from our perspectives. So, but I'm excited because the community has grown. You guys have continued to become a part of this community, has supported each other, supported me, and I want to say thank you, and I want to say welcome to the new members. I want to say welcome and thank you to my moderators of the group. I want to say welcome and thank you to those who have just championed the group, have encouraged engagement, all that kind of good stuff. I am happy to see you guys. Yes, yes, yes. So if you are with me, as you well know, I'm going to say hello. I see Leslie. I see Melanie. Hey, Melanie. So if you are catching this live, put #team live. If you're catching it on the replay, just as good. #team replay. Catch it when you can. That's the great thing about these kind of lives, because they get recorded. They're right there in the group. And so we're going to get started. So tonight, I have one of my cohorts in crimes, one of my sisters in the struggle, a phenomenal Black woman, Miss Monique. I don't know why I was about to say Melanie. No. Melanie is on, but Monique White, a transformation strategist. So what does that mean? Well, let me tell you. Transformation is all about taking you from where you are and helping you to evolve and become a better version of you. Sometimes we're able to do that, but many times we need help. We need guides. We need support, and we need people to help us kind of organize all this stuff that happens up on our head. So before we get started, you can see Monique White is from Triumph Services, LLC, and we're going to be talking about how to be a resilient entrepreneur. How does that sound? If you're interested in if you are interested in this topic, I want you to say yes in the comments. Yes, Melanie, I saw that you said future speaking. So that means you're going to be on the show, Melanie. I expect to see that. Okay. We're going to talk about that. But I'm going to bring my guests right on up on the stage. If you could come on up on the stage out of the green room, Miss Monique, come on in. Hey.
Hello. Thank you so much for having me, Miss Nina B. I am honored to be in the LinkedIn Hotspot. Hello, everyone, for joining. And I'm excited to talk about the resilient entrepreneur.
So one of the things I said as I posted about this was, let's be real. Because I know you have a show called Real Talk, right?
Yeah.
Being an entrepreneur is not easy.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
It's not.
Entrepreneurship is not for the faint at heart.
So, I've been one of those that have been like, I ain't doing this no more. I'm done. But then something pulls me back, right? So before we get into our conversation, why don't you share with the community and those else who are watching, because not only are we streaming to the LinkedIn hotspot, but we're streaming to Facebook, the Miss Nina B page, and we're streaming to YouTube, which is a new thing for me. So why don't you share with the audience who you are and how you got here?
Okay. Well, hello, everyone. I am Monique White of Triumph Services. As Ms. Nina B said, it is a consulting and coaching firm. I provide expert legal support services to my colleagues, and I provide transformation coaching. I help professionals monetize their expertise. I am the transformation strategist that you need to make lasting change, to transform your circumstances so that you can live as God has promised you. And by way of background, I am a nurse, I am an attorney, I am an international speaker, Amazon bestselling author, and certified professional coach. So I know a little bit, with all those different careers, I know a little bit about resiliency. Because even with all that being said, I do not look at like what I started out as. I started out as an unmarried pregnant teenager who was told she'd never be more than a statistic. So I have been in this struggle for a minute. I have been through the ups and downs, the hills and the valleys of entrepreneurship. And based on that, I share the lessons that I have learned, so my clients don't have to go through the same thing.
Well, so you said a mouthful already, because, our life journey can be the testing ground, the proving ground of who we are. It doesn't mean it's all roses, but even roses have thorns. So how do we take what we know, what we've experienced, and then use it to help ourselves and to help other people? So let me ask this first question. What do you think people expect entrepreneurship to be when they first get into it?
I think, what I have found is a lot of entrepreneurs come in with the rose-colored glasses on. They see where people are after 18, 20, 15 years, even 10 years in the struggle, and expect to be at that point from Jump Street. They think that they can just leave the 9 to 5, work a 4-hour day, lounging on the beach, doing their work, and everything's roses, and their business is going to take off, and they're going to make 6 figures. Well, you and I both know it doesn't work that way.
Mm-hmm. Now, how many people that are listening to this came into entrepreneurship thinking, I'll put in some effort, and before I know it, I'll have the money rolling in? If you thought that, put a 1 in the comments. Be honest, when you first started, you knew you had to put a little bit of time in, but you expected after a couple of months, you would have some money rolling in. I know that's what I thought, right? And then the first rude awakening happens, right?
What was that?
Not only did I not have money coming in, but I seemed to need to be putting money out, right? So that's what I call the first crossroad that you hit. right? In entrepreneurship.
Right.
So, what would you say to that entrepreneur that's hitting that first crossroad?
Well, first, I want to point out that you can't have a return on an investment that you never made.
Wait a minute, that's tweetable right there.
If you never planted the seed, you can't expect a harvest. So, and unfortunately, that's what you see a lot of. A lot of us go in with the wrong mindset, thinking without being truly committed into entrepreneurship, thinking we can do a little bit of work and a whole lot of play. Or you get the entrepreneurs that are always going after the free and not really investing in themselves and in their business, expecting a return on it. You cannot have a return on an investment that you didn't make. So for someone that is at that crossroad, my first question is, well, what was your investment? Did you invest in the training? Did you invest in the frameworks and the structure? But also, that being said, is this really your calling? Because if this is your true purpose, and a lot of us have find that in our past, your past will lead you clues to what you're supposed to be doing. If this is your true purpose, God will never give you a vision for which he does not supply. I tell people you were born on purpose for a purpose and with the means to achieve that purpose. So entrepreneurship is really about the long game, not short term or those immediate returns, those immediate gratifications that we are so used to in this culture, but it's about the long term goal.
So one of the things that comes to my mind is, I hate to bring it up, but my weight loss journey, right? And you want to see, all the pounds just disappear, right? Except, really, that's not realistic. And so you may try several different things before you find that program or that process that works for you, because you are a unique individual. So one of the things I discovered in my entrepreneur journey is I thought I should be doing one thing, and I had to kind of adjust and tweak until I found the right spot, the right niche in alignment with what God wanted me to do. So have you found and have you supported clients trying to really fine tune their niche? And what does that look like?
Yeah, of course. I mean, entrepreneurship is a lot. And most of your successful entrepreneurs, your successful CEOs are always planning, strategizing, implementing, and then there's that evaluation piece that comes last. And based on that evaluation, then you're going to make adjustments. So that's really what it's all about. And just taking your example, your weight loss journey. Weight loss is individualized. So too often we go after this general idea, this generalized purpose that covers everything. And we're upset because we're not getting the returns or the results that we want. Well, that's because it's too general. It's too general. You are an individual. Everybody has their own unique talents, skills, and abilities that God gave them. And it's up to us to figure them out. But I can't be Miss Nina B and do Miss Nina B how Miss Nina B does Miss Nina B. You can't be Monique White and do me the way I do, So we have to really drill down our own before we can even go out and find a niche. We have to drill down our own talent, skills, and abilities and what we were purposed for. At that point, then we go and we look at who we were designed to serve or purposed to serve. After we already did our own inner work, who lines up with that? because we can't, there's no way that you can be everything to everybody, and neither should you if you want to truly make any money. So the value comes in that unique client that is there for you. And that would line up with the values and the purpose that you identified through your own introspection.
So what I'm hearing is a lot of things happen actually on the inside of you in order for you to see success happening on the outside.
Exactly.
So that makes me think of, when I think of the word resilient, resiliency, it's an internal thing that's happening. So from an entrepreneur's perspective, what does that look like? Share with us, what would you say is, what does it look like and how do we get that?
Okay. Well, resilience is the ability to adjust and adapt in adverse circumstances, or, when faced with an obstacle. So for a entrepreneur, that's when things don't work out just the way that you planned them to work out. That's when you're doing well, and then all of a sudden the rug gets pulled out from underneath you, and you got to start again from point A. I'll give you an example. One of my businesses that I had was a massage therapy business way back when. It was in between my nursing and my attorney journey. And it was a thriving business. We specialized, my niche was going to the client's home. And at that time, that was before massage therapy really jumped off, I should say, globally. Because usually it was really just you saw it with really rich people, but the average person wasn't getting a massage. So I built my niche, and I will come to you. You don't have to go out your home. I will come to you. Did really well, had, someone working for me. It got to the point where I could hire someone, and then I got in a really bad car accident. So that was the end of that. So I had to go back and do an assessment. Okay, Monique, we can't do that anymore. But what other talent, skills, and abilities do you have that can be leveraged? What else did God purpose you to do? Well, at that time, I was, I always say, and my nurses will understand this, if you're a nurse, say, hey, nursing is not a profession. Nursing is just a character trait. Nursing is a way of being. So I was still a nurse. So I went back, and I was still working as a nurse. So I went back to school and got my bachelor's. And God will always connect you with people, the resources that He has set aside for you to achieve your purpose. And one of my professors was the dean. And she said, don't do the expected female thing and go on and get your master's and become a nurse practitioner. I said, be different. And she bugged me till I went to law school. We made a bet. I said I'd sit for the LSAT, and if I did well, I would go. If not, she'd leave me alone. Lo and behold, I did well, so I went to law school. But I say all that to say, I know, right? I wish it was more glamorous, like it was my calling to be a lawyer, but no, guys, it wasn't. But I say all that to say that, again, that introspection piece of, okay, that didn't work out. So what else do I have within me that I can leverage, that I can monetize? And it started with, you got to do the process, you got to work it out, going back to school. And then I got connected to the dean, who challenged me to go on. But when I look back at all the professions that I had, the same theme is interwoven. Because nurses, attorneys, coaches, what are you doing? You're serving your community, right? You're caring for people. You're advocating for people. You're strategizing with people. So all of that I went through prepared me for what I do today. But the resiliency came in not staying stuck, because you come to those crossroads, and you have a choice when you come to those crossroads. When you come to that crossroad, either you're going to stay there and get stuck, or whether you're going to get up, brush yourself off, and continue moving on. That's what resiliency looks like.
I think, too many entrepreneurs stay stuck because they're afraid to do that evaluation and to be okay with changing something. And changing something doesn't mean it's been a failure. It's just not what needs to be happening for you and what you're being called to do. So being okay with that and being okay with shifting helps you move forward. That's a part of being resilient, right? Mm-hmm. It's like how you move forward in a certain situation that makes you feel like you want to just stop and stay stuck. So, one of the things that I've done is when I hit those moments, I'm gonna be honest, I usually take a day or two when I'm like, I ain't gonna do this no more. I'm not. If you can relate to that, if you can relate to having those, I'm not going to do this anymore moments, give me a 3 or a heart in the comments, because I know I'm not alone. I'm not the only one who hasn't quit this thing about 5 times. If it was a relationship, he'd be like, what are you, bipolar? What? I don't know, right? Because I'm in it, I'm not, I'm in it, I'm not. But it's part of saying, wait a minute. I really am not quitting it. It's just that I need to shift. And what is it really taking the moment to evaluate what's not working?
Right.
Or maybe things are working and I just need to keep giving it time and energy.
Right. And sometimes, first of all, sometimes we're too hard on ourselves. Sometimes you have to give yourself grace. Even a small step is a step. Even the small win is a win. And we need to start, entrepreneurs really need to start, especially the new ones, celebrating, especially women, because women have a hard time doing that, celebrating themselves, congratulating themselves, patting themselves on the back that, yeah, I did that, but give yourself grace and know that it's a mindset shift. It's a mindset shift. It is not a failure. It's an opportunity to learn. It's a lesson. It's all in the perspective and how you look at it. Because even successful 6-figure, 8-figure CEOs, they are always going back and looking, because we really should always be in a state of reflection. What could have been done better? What in this process could I tweak to get better results? So it's not a failure. It is an opportunity to get better. It's a lesson, because the client that gives you the most, and that actually is the most valuable to you, is the one that's upset, or the one that didn't get the result, because from them you can learn. From then you can learn what to do better. And so you can grab a hold and have not a one-off client, but a returning client, because that really is where your revenue is going to come from, the returning client, not that one-off. So it's a shift, it's a mindset, and I do a whole talk on mindset for success, but it's understanding that it starts here. As a man thinks in his heart, so is he. If you have a purpose, if you have a calling, and that's why you keep coming back to it, Miss Nina, it's because that's what God's pulling you back in. And everybody, if anybody said they never had those moments, they lying to you, because we all have said, I'm done with this. I'm done with this. I'm going back to 9 to 5. I don't have to worry about it. I got a guaranteed paycheck, even though quiet as it's kept, that's not really guaranteed.
That's not guaranteed.
Okay, at all. That's according to some. They want you going tomorrow, you're going tomorrow. But It's easier that way, but just because it's easy doesn't mean that's the life that you should be living. So it's like I said, you got to press on. Know that this is what you're supposed to be doing. And I say it's like the Weebo Wobble. I know I'm dating myself. No, I'm dating myself. But who remembers the Weebo Wobble doll? That little egg-shaped doll that every time it popped back up. But guess what? It didn't just pop back up. It popped out further than where its starting point, right? It popped up. It went past. And frequently it would go past until it hit the ground on the other side. You got to do like the Weebo Wobble doll. Bob and weave. Remember that song, Weebo Wobbles, but don't fall down. You got to be
yes.
You got to be just like that. And they don't fall down. As you exercise this resiliency, and each and every one of us has it. It's just we have to, recognize that it's there and learn to use it. As you exercise your resiliency in each and every situation, it becomes like a muscle. For my athletes, you know what I'm talking about. As you work a muscle, it does what? It becomes larger. It becomes stronger. So as you go through those experiences, those lean times, those times when you want to give up, those times when you just have to go ahead and take your moment, and there's nothing wrong with taking your moments, taking a step back and a breather. As you do that and you come back at it with a brand new mindset and view, that resiliency solidifies.
So I can't believe that the time has moved so quickly and we only have a few more minutes, but, thank you, Monique. Some of the key points is that resilience is a muscle. We have to work it. That means we have to be willing to evaluate. And when we hit those crossroads, those moments, be open to modify and keep moving forward. Keep coming back and stay the course. Right. And so I know that we can get overwhelmed. We can have those moments. But I want to share with you a gift. I think Monique has given us a gift.
Yes.
Some of her words of wisdom. So we have, I think it's 5 steps to overcome overwhelm. So if somebody could type that in the comments, is https://bit.ly to unburden me. If you could put that in the comments for me, that would be great. And somebody could click on it and grab these 5 steps so that you can have some words of wisdom from Monique in this process of building your resilience muscle. Okay. And some of that is just when we hit those moments of overwhelm, I can't do this, it's just, I'm tired, whatever the case may be. First, giving yourself grace, and then feeding yourself with things that will help build you and build that muscle. Okay. So Monique, thank you so much for being on the show. How can people connect with you? Where can they follow you? All that kind of good stuff.
Okay, well, you can visit my webpage, which is www.triumphsbcs, the abbreviation for services.com. On Facebook, it's Triumph Services LLC. On Instagram, it is at Triumphs with an S Coach. And on YouTube, it is Triumph Services. I want to thank you, Nina. Thank you so much for having me. I so enjoyed this conversation.
I did too. We're going to have to bring you back. As I said, this is the episode 1 of season 2 of the LinkedIn Hotspot Live. There's so many more episodes to come and so many guests. Maybe I'll bring you on as a part of a panel and we will do a special episode that's a little longer because we have so much rich content to share.
I'm there. I'm there. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Thank you, LinkedIn Hotspot. I appreciate you being here. And I just want to say thank you, Monique. And I will see you on these internet streets.
Yes, you will.
Before I close out, I want to share a couple of things with the Hotspot family. So one is, in this process, as Monique said, and as she shared about overwhelm, one of the things that you may be feeling overwhelmed is because you're out there in the streets by yourself. You're not part of a community. So if you're watching this and you're not in the LinkedIn hotspot, then you need to be in the LinkedIn hotspot group. So just simply go to joinmissninab.com and it'll take you over to my Facebook group, fill out a couple of questions, and I'll be approving people tonight to join the group, because this is a great community of people supporting each other, not only in LinkedIn land, but for just the growth of their business, for their careers, whatever the case may be. We're leveraging LinkedIn, but we're learning so many different techniques that can be used in so many different ways. And one of the things that we really actually also focus on is making sure you show up as a brand in your authority with how you're showing up on these social media platforms. And so I have recently created for the community and for the community at large a content capsule. So the content capsule is a social media success content capsule. It is a content planner with some guides on the things you can be posting to help build your brand authority. So it has at least 50 content prompts and ideas, as well as information about holidays and all the things you need to plan your content for LinkedIn. It's a special LinkedIn edition. I know you may have come across many different content calendars and planners, but this planner is designed specifically to support those who want to leverage LinkedIn. So I encourage you to go check it out at missninab.com/content capsule. Now, it's still at the pre-order price, because I'm officially launching it in a couple of weeks in conjunction with my upcoming signature challenge. So I want you to write this down, and somebody can put it in the comments. The challenge is coming April 19th. I'm looking at my calendar. April 19th through the 23rd. The challenge is coming April 19th through the 23rd. You'll be seeing more information in the feed, and I'll be coming live to share more. So the content capsule, you got a content challenge coming. We got more content coming from the LinkedIn Hotspot Live. I just want to pour into you guys. I really do. And I want you to be successful. That's my heart, in all honesty. So thank you for being here. I'm trying to get down to just 30 minutes, but we did pretty good today. I will see you next week in the LinkedIn Hotspot Live. Tag a friend that's in the group, or tag a friend that you know needs to see this. Have a great evening.